Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Shawtee Devi. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. So while everyone's making videos about 2026, and I have one as well coming, I just decided to make a video about 2030 because, as we've all heard, there is a 2030 agenda. Before I start this video, please remember that they try to control your mind by putting things in your mind to make you believe that something is going to happen so that you create it, because everything is created through the mind. The universe is a projection of what's in us, and we can change our reality at any time. So I have to tell you this. This video is not to scare you. This video is to inform you, because through knowledge, this is how we gain our power back. And then we're not just sitting ducks for something to happen in the unknown that we don't know, and then our mind makes up a lot of things and then we create it. So this video is to empower you. If you know something is going to happen, then you can change it. But remember, nothing is solid. There is no time. Time isn't linear. So anything can change at any time, and you have the ability to change it, whatever you want in your life. I'm just breaking down what I see in the astrology. Now, 2030 is a very interesting year. I went to the most major event that will occur in 2030. This video is not going to go over the entire year because there are many events and it would take me hours and hours to do that. And I'll probably do that, but in different parts if you are interested. Now, I went to the end. Around September, this starts to happen in 2030. Now, the reason why 2030 is a very unusual year is because we have a Saturn K2 conjunction, which will happen every roughly 18 years. And then we have Saturn, and this conjunction also happens in Taurus. Having this conjunction in Taurus is extremely rare. I don't even know the last time that this happened. So this is a once in a lifetime type transit. This is why I believe that this year is being used for an agenda. And I want to also make it clear that I have a video on Patreon about the year 2032. Now, 2032 is going to be another year which is similar, the similar transits to COVID, to 9/11. So that will be the major one. So this isn't the major one, but it's what's going to lead up to that. And you'll see what I mean. It starts on September 20th, 2030, where we have Saturn conjunct K2, and it conjuncts K2, and then it turns retrograde in Taurus. This is in the nakshatra of Rohini. And in this particular nakshatra, in this pada, it goes into Taurus Navamsha. So it's really showing us that these are about money, luxury items, possessions. This year is going to give us a lot of energy of that. But there is a detachment from resources, money, possession, and family, but also careers. Now, first, it turns retrograde here, it conjuncts and then turns retrograde. So in this Navamsha, it's showing the karma is not paying attention to money and family matters or being too busy at work. There's also themes of prostitution in order to make money that happen, or making money by cheating and lying. And you're going to see that cheating and lying and money, other people's resources, come into play hugely in 2030. Then on September 28th, Saturn will conjunct exactly at 14 degrees when Jupiter enters Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio enhances other people's resources, money that comes to us that we didn't earn, and we'll talk about that in a second. Then from October 17th to November 2nd, Saturn will retrograde and will conjunct K2 again in Taurus. So it conjuncts it, it retrogrades, then it goes back and conjuncts it again. It goes over Rohini Nakshatra, and this will be at 13 degrees, and Jupiter will be at 4 degrees approaching Rahu as well in Scorpio. Rahu will be in Scorpio as we have K2 in Taurus. But I wanted to know what exactly is going to happen here. And how we figure that out is to look at the eclipse. So there's an eclipse on November 29th, 2030, and this will be at 8 degrees in Scorpio, which is opposing Saturn Ketu conjunct within 2 degrees. And also Saturn and Ketu are trining Mars. Mars, Ketu, Saturn is a very explosive combination. But let's look at the eclipse. So it's telling us that this is all about money, resources, the material world, the stability on Earth, and the detachment from this said stability into something that's chaotic, some ups and downs, some death, rebirth, some secrets. This is also, because it's going to be in Scorpio, it's about other people's resources and shared resources, shared money. It's almost like there's a huge transfer of wealth that's getting cut off and suppressed in Taurus. Taurus is that stable money, but that stable money is going to Scorpio. Instead of having stability and possessions, it's going to Scorpio, which is shared resources, which is taxes, which is pension, which is social security. It's things like that. It's inheritances. It's money that's given to us that we didn't earn. So it's very interesting that it's showing that there's this wealth transfer. Also in Scorpio, we have Jupiter, we have Venus as well. These are 2 wealth planets, finance and money itself, that are in Scorpio in the ups and downs. So there's a lot of this in shared resources, but there's also a lack of careers as well, a lack of jobs. People in stable jobs are losing it. Rohini is the nakshatra of the wheels of commerce. So that's showing us that there can be a huge market crash is potentially can happen as perhaps people invested in something that's more up and down, that's more of shared resources or the markets, for example, and then lost this money. And it is also harvest, it's farmers, it has to do with food, and some of this food can have some AI modification to it. So there's a lack of food from farmers. There's a lack of getting produce. Transport all of a sudden is limited. So is the stock market as well, limited money on the stock market. So there's a new way of dealing with money, which is given to us because there's a lack of employment happening, a lack of growth, a lack of essential fruits and vegetables. There is a problem with farming, packaging, processing the food. This is where they want to reduce gas cars. Gas cars get reduced. It's more about electricity, and or driving gets limited altogether, even maybe to self-driving cars, to AI, for example, to being driven by the community perhaps. The entertainment and the fashion industry starts to go in a different direction, but there's a major change there. But some can become very spiritual. This is a very spiritual one that detaches you from materialism into spirituality, to not care about the physical world and care more about the spiritual world. This is caring about psychic experiences as well. This is enhancing psychic powers that are being heightened in the ability to detach from the physical world and gaining our power back as well. But using AI for occult matters, using psychics as well. Tourism seems to be limited here as well, and banks are going under. Bars, restaurants, hotels. There's a lack of these things, or they're going under, they're changing, they're transforming. Also things that have to do with gemstones or stones that you find in the earth, raw materials. And remember, this is one of the most richest nakshatras, so of some of the most richest people in the world. So they're facing their karma, and whether that's going to be beneficial to said person depends on their own chart and their own karma. The last time we had a Saturn-Ketu conjunction, it started in April 2019 until January 2020, which caused obviously significant problems to overseas countries and the beginning of travel as it was in Sagittarius. And so that's just an example. That was in Sagittarius. This will be in, and that was travel, Sagittarius. But this is in Taurus. So that's the material world, possessions and money. Now, this is going to be in Rohini Nakshatra Pada 1. Now, it's going to go in a few Padas, but I'll just talk about this one. In Aries Navamsha, this is the Saturn Ketu will be there. Now, the karma that comes here is showing us that it's about stealing from the masses. And this is some of the richest people in the world, like I mentioned, which makes someone poor eventually. By stealing, they become very rich and influential. And it affects a lot of people in society. This can also be crypto as well. That's what I'm thinking. It could be like some kind of Ponzi scheme, some kind of crypto that everyone goes in on. and then they lose their freedom, they lose their stability because of this. There's a lot of theft in this chart. It's about theft of money and a criminal activity, hidden money, stealing from those in lower parts of society. And there's a lot of corruption, very corrupt. But a part of this agenda, there's going to be people in all walks of society stealing. Kids suffer the most in this pada, and health-related issues revolving around liver diseases will happen. There could be a death of a lot of children all of a sudden. Acts of prostitution and cheating are amplified here. People can be acting more in their lower chakras. And since this is Aries Navamsha, there can be themes of war over money, new measures implemented for money and regulations using technology. And this eclipse will be in Pada 2 in Virgo, Navamsha, which is the shared resources of the masses that have to do with trade. Now, where submission is required to a partnership, it's almost like money going digital. This nakshatra is a shock absorber, Anuradha, because it goes through a lot of shocking events, but survives these shocking events. At this time, we have so many planets in Scorpio and all the money planets. There's going to be a lot of shocking events, ups and downs. But it's a partnership for a common agenda, for the common good. That may be for some, but not good for others. Like it may be for the elite and not good for the rest of us, the so-called elite. It's being devoted towards a cause that would be in terms of money, but also family and values and resources. It's about financial issues and taking up debt, but not repaying the money. This can happen to those who are good with their hands, in jobs that require precision or minute details. Then earning money and hiding information, stealing and not providing goods or services, or overcharging, or illegal dealings and having an obsession to fulfill one's own desire. And this is the leaders, this is judges, this is religious leaders, government, celebrities, presidents, those in positions of authority and power, but it leads to their own downfall at the end. Using other people's resources and not paying them back. Undetectable diseases can pop up as Rahu is in Scorpio. And Rahu is also conjunct Venus and Jupiter, which is desire and finance, giving a lot of wealth to the gods and the demons alike. Issues with childbirth can pop up here as well. Now, since it's in Anuradha Nakshatra and this Saturn Ketu, this can cause a rebellion. There can be a rebellion happening because of this financial issue where people are cut off from finance. And this is also about black magic, beings in other dimensions, because it's about psychic experiences as well. It's about the occult, it's about the dark occult. It's about the dark side running rampant at this time. Jealousy, envy. So what I think is, this is my advice. If there are any scams that come, or the government starts asking you to invest in something or give away your actual money for this digital money that has no backing at all, don't do it. Do not consent. And if it lines up around this date, you know what I'm talking about. So if you do not consent, then this won't happen to you. Now that you're informed, you know, and I think we can already see that this is happening right now, that they're trying to do something, and it's an agenda every day. We understand there's an agenda, but with this information, we can empower ourselves, not to stay in fear, but to be empowered, and that we can say no to anything because we create our own reality. Remember that. And that's why I'm making this video, to show you that there may be powers that be, but we are stronger than them because we are using our higher consciousness. So I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one.